I'm leaving.
Hello and welcome to ADHD My Sister and Me. This is our first ever podcast, so bear with. My name's Nicola.
My name's Kimberly.
And we're sisters, or Schwesters, as we like to say in German.
We're being weird.
We're being weird, sorry.
Weird already.
We're being weird already.
You.
Oh, me, sorry, I'm being weird already.
No,
okay.
It's fine. Carry on.
Anyway, so we wanted to start a podcast to talk about ADHD, my sister and me. And we were both diagnosed with ADHD within the last couple of years. And it has been so profound for both of us to have this knowledge, really, because it explains all of our challenges over the years, all of our weird and wonderful little ways, all of our funny little quirks and things like that. Anyone who has ADHD can probably understand that we're not going to edit this podcast. We're just going to go for it. We're going to do 20 minutes a time, so it's nice and short and sweet, and we're not going to edit it, because if we start going down that route, we will never get this out there. So if we do anything strange, or if there's a few ums and ahs while we're getting used to doing the podcast, and also I should probably also let you know that I do voices. So if any voices or accents or things come out, then please bear with and please forgive me. So Kimberly, would you like to add anything to that?
Just that I go mute when under pressure sometimes. So if you say to me, do you want to add anything? I've just kind of got to that point where I don't know what to say. So
yeah.
I mean, I will say this is very common in ADHD when we're kind of put on the spot. It's just like a complete blank. You can't access any information. And this has happened all my life. And I think, Nicola, for you as well, since school.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we won't go there yet.
We'll definitely have a podcast on that. Yeah.
We will, yeah. So yeah, I was diagnosed this time last year. I've always felt different from the majority of people. I've always felt almost like I'm living in a different world. But I've never understood. I always thought there was something wrong with me. And it's only since having my children that I've realised it's ADHD and possibly other neuro stuff going on there as well. But basically my children have mirrored back all these things about myself, which I didn't really understand. And now my youngest has a diagnosis of autism, and my oldest he's just started secondary, and yeah, I can hear Dad coming downstairs, sorry. Yeah, he's going to go through ADHD assessment too. So it's a journey.
Absolutely. And yeah, talking of the going mute, I mean, I've literally been on a date before where I just went mute the whole time, and I just didn't I've just had times like that where I've literally just can't speak. And I find it a lot easier now, because I found lots of ways to navigate these challenges. But yeah, so and yep, same with Kim. I've got neurodiverse children as well, and we're just sort of all muddling through this all together. I can't even remember when I got diagnosed. When it was recently. It was about a year and a half ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it's all very recent, really. And it was only because a family member had said that they thought they may have it, and so we looked it up for them, and then absolutely blew our minds when we realised that the definition, diagnosis of ADHD just explained our entire lives. But unlike Kim, I think I was a bit away with the fairies and didn't sort of really realise that I was different. But and now when I look back, I sort of think, oh my goodness, yeah, there are, and it just explains so much, really.
Yeah, I remember saying to you maybe a couple of years ago, like, did you not realise that our family was a little bit oh, I don't like to say the word odd, but you know, because to us it's our normal. But I didn't know any other families like ours. Like, yeah, pretty quirky.
But you know, the neurodiverse people that I now realise I know are just some of the most amazing people, the funniest, the most intelligent, and the most wonderful. And when I use the word weird, I actually use that in a really positive way. And I say weird and wonderful because I just think, you know, we're just all so unique. And having this knowledge now, I think, is really empowering. And I feel like for the first time, I can be myself now. And excuse the hair twiddling because I do this constantly. Is it stimming or is it just ADHD where I'm just sort of moving all the time? Probably both. But I like to knot. I like to do a little sort of bridge like that and go like that. And then sometimes I'll just do this, sort of go around like this and get myself in a real tangle. But anyway, so yeah, if you see me twiddling,
people can't necessarily see what you're doing right
yeah,
now.
well, at least you know if you can see movement, you know I'm twiddling, and I will try and keep it under the screen so it doesn't distract you. So I got someone said the other day I was at a meeting. It was a clairvoyant, actually. I went to see a clairvoyant in a pub, and I was at the front, and she was like, "Can you stop twiddling?" I was like, "I'm really sorry, I've got ADHD." She's like, "Oh, okay, fine." So I just carried on twiddling, you know. Yeah, and sometimes I will do it sort of here, and then I end up with this really sort of lovely bouffant. But anyway, I'm babbling.
You've gone on a twiddling tangent there.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I think
go for it.
it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because we're both just
Very.
going to talk over each other.
Oh.
I think it's just worth saying that if it sounds a bit kind of muddled and all over the place today, it's because it is, because we haven't done this before. And yeah, I think in later episodes we will have a subject and we'll try and stick to the subject, although, you know, that may not happen.
And I am a bit muddled and all over the place. That is just me, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so should we just say a little bit about our backgrounds?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to?
Yeah. One sec. I'm just going to move.
Well, while Kim's moving, I'll just let you know about me. So I am a Cambridge girl. I now live in Essex with my wonderful Essex boy husband, who I met in 2005, 2006. We've got two lovely sons who are 6 and 8. And I was a nurse for 15 years. Then I had my children, and I always knew that I would naturally probably move away from nursing and go into the more holistic well-being side of things, which is what I did. And so I am now a Chopra certified meditation instructor. I'm a Reiki and a Reiki drum practitioner. I run women's circles and relaxation and well-being circles. I'm also a professional organizer, and that that in itself is an interesting one for another day. Professional organising in ADHD, and it's basically because I hyper focus on organising. I just love it, and yeah, and that's what I do, and that is why I mean, meditation and Reiki and all these lovely practices have been so profound in my life. And for someone that suffered with chronic anxiety for so many years, it's been completely life-changing for me. And that's why I'm just so passionate about sharing these practices with other people. So over to you, Kimberly. Kimberly Ann.
Very good. Okay, so I don't know where to start. At the very beginning or where I am now?
Wherever you feel inclined.
Okay. Well, oh, sorry, the dog's come in. Hey,
That's
Rocky.
all right. Hey, Rocky.
There he is.
There's Rocky.
Now the other one's come in to distract me even more.
Uh-oh. Mr. Wigglebottom, we call him.
Okay,
He's
I'm
got
going to
such a
start with
wiggly bottom.
where I am now. So where I am now is I'm so sorry, these dogs are all over me. Go on, out. Go on. This is my life. I have two crazy dogs. I have two very challenging sons. We all live in my dad's house in Cambridge, so obviously also from Cambridge. And so yeah, I'm just surrounded by males all day, which is fine. But a reason I really wanted to do this with my sister is because I don't get much time out at the moment. I don't get to see friends too much because I am full-time caring for my son Jack, who I said earlier has autism. I took him out of school a few years ago because he wasn't coping, and I just couldn't bear to keep forcing him into a situation that was sort of failing him. At the same time I took him out of school, me and my husband separated, and shortly before that there'd been bereavements. Our mum passed away very suddenly in 2019. 2019. So the last 4 or 5 years for me have been a lot. I'll add in so a year ago I ended up having a complete mental breakdown, which was hard because I'm the sort of person who always pushes through. I'm always like, I've got to be strong. I don't need help. I don't know where that comes from. Possibly that was like a surviving thing when I was growing up. I don't know. But
Dad,
anyway.
maybe Dad as well. So Mum and Dad, we both really that, yeah.
But I think because of these like major life events, which just changed everything, it tipped my life upside down. It led me to this point of a complete breakdown. And I didn't recognize that I needed to ask for help before that. And I don't know if that's a neurodiverse thing as well, not recognizing. I don't know that I'm not all right until I'm literally on the floor.
Yeah, emotional regulation, maybe that comes.
Perhaps, yeah. And I don't know, maybe the way we feel things in the body as well. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm doing much better. Like I say, I had my ADHD diagnosis, which just I already knew that, we'd already figured this all out. But having that diagnosis, it gave me clarity. And something we speak about a lot is how a lot of people kind of poo-poo you when you talk about ADHD, and will make comments like, we've all got traits of it, or they'll look at you like, you'll say you're ADHD and they'll look at you and be like, what, really? And it sucks. It really sucks. And I think even my friends, because they haven't been on this journey, they don't understand it. They perceive me to be this person, but actually underneath that is my internal world, which is just crazy. There's so much going on all the time. Anyway, I have gone off on a tangent.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah. So
and then but your well-being side, did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so I am a yoga teacher, and I'm a massage therapist, and I'm interested in lots of other things, which I won't go into right now. But I'm not, what I really want to do is build my business up now and take it out into the world, but I can't do that because I am caring for Jack all the time. But I think what got me to this point was when I was about 17, I started practicing yoga, and I used to go with mum to the Cambridge Buddhist Centre. And I started to find, I mean, it's yoga, isn't it? I started to find that I was regulating my emotions and my physical health a lot better. So even before I knew I had ADHD, I was finding ways to cope with life through yoga. And then, yeah, I think actually, Nic, it was you who said to me, you should teach, you should really teach. So I was like, oh, all right then. So yeah, that's where I am now, waiting to get a little bit more time so I can start doing things for myself. But like I say, it's very difficult. My older son is really struggling at secondary school. And this morning I said to him, oh, me and Auntie Nic are doing a podcast. And he was like, what? No. What about? I was like, about have ADHD, my sister and me. And he was like, do not speak about me. I was like, okay, fine. He's like, actually, you can speak about me. I was like,
Oh, bless him. So
yeah.
oh, bless his heart.
So I have his blessing to talk about him. And I won't go into too much detail, but he is really struggling because he has tried to be, and he uses the word normal all the time, and he's tried to be that normal. He's tried to fit in, and he's now only just now realizing he's not I don't even know what the word is. It's not normal, because I keep saying to him there is no normal. But I guess a lot, most people, actually I don't know if that's true, a lot of people go to school and they can just get on with it. I think that might be changing now, because more and more kids are off school with mental health difficulties.
Yeah.
But the majority of people in his year are going in, they're getting their work.
Yeah.
And they're okay. Whereas Bobby just can't. It's okay to use his name.
Yeah.
He just can't cope with the expectations. So because he struggles to sit still, to focus and concentrate, he's got all this energy, which is then coming out in quite a negative way at the moment. And he's just been put onto a reduced timetable at school, which is really hard for him because he loves school and he loves being social. He's got friends, he's got a girlfriend. That side of things he loves. He just can't cope with having to sit at a desk for 5 hours a day. So but
you'd like to think now, wouldn't you, that now we're starting to realize just how many people are neurodiverse and how challenging things can be, that hopefully things will change. And like you say, there's no normal, but it's just the way society thinks, isn't it? And I think that's what should hopefully start changing now. And in my opinion, the school systems are set up for neurotypical people, and they're starting to bring in little things to help neurodiverse children. But if the whole system is not set up for people like us, neurodiverse people, then it's always going to be a struggle, isn't it? So really everything needs to change. But hopefully now, all these years that girls have masked their symptoms or symptoms of ADHD and other things like autism have been underdiagnosed, and they've just not been recognised, have they? They've just not been recognised at all in girls until recently. So hopefully now that's all going to change? And sorry, my mind went blank then, and that is something that happens a lot to me. I'll be talking, it will just go, that's it, it's gone, and someone needs to prompt me back, or I'll just go off onto something else. So I was just actually going to say sorry about that, but this isn't about apologies. This is about us being unapologetically ourselves.
Yeah.
And, you know, bringing an awareness to all these challenges and changes, and yeah, just embracing the way we are and finding techniques to help us with the things that we find challenging, and to help us shine at the things that we're amazing at, because, you know, we've got so many amazing talents and wonderful things that, and it's just about embracing them, isn't it? When I say I don't like me and Kim, that's really, you know, but you know, everyone. Yeah.
How are we doing for time anyway?
I have no idea what time I started recording. But anyway, so that we probably don't need to say much more today, other than yeah, introduced ourselves. And I just realised as well, when I was talking about the hair twiddling, that this is going to be a podcast, so that's completely irrelevant, so sorry about that. But anyway, we'll probably put this on YouTube as well, so you can see my delightful hair twiddles. And there's things that, sort of things we're going to be talking about. Well, really, I mean, when I started to note down the things for me before my ADHD diagnosis, it filled up 4 sheets of A4 paper, 4 sides, in small computer writing. And that's how many things, ADHD things were relevant to me. So that's, I mean, this is endless, isn't it, Kim? There's just so much to talk about. So we'll just gradually start meeting and talking about 1 or 2 things each time, and perhaps how they affect us or our loved ones, and things that we can do to help ourselves and other people. I don't know what we're going to talk about next time. Have you?
I don't know, but one of the things I would really like to do is to to help people who are maybe struggling with their own realization that they are ADHD, and help people to, like, if you go through the NHS diagnosis, if you want to go through the diagnosis route through the NHS, it's so long and lengthy. And I know, Nic, yours wasn't too bad, but in Cambridge it's years. So perhaps, you know, even if you don't want to go down diagnosis, I'd just like to share the knowledge that we've gained, and help people to realize that it's not a bad thing. Share tools, and also, if there's parents, carers out there who have neurodiverse children, or they suspect they might be, I would love to share like a bit of my journey with my sons, and how we got to diagnosis, because it's been really hard work. It's been a long road. It's still not finished, and it would be nice to kind of signpost different organizations, charities who can support and help, because there is support out there. It's just about finding it.
Absolutely. Well said. Wonderful.
Okay.
So, do you know what? I normally, whenever I do any sort of relaxation circles or anything, I usually begin and end with a quote, and didn't think to do that. So maybe we'll do that as well next time. And does anything spring to mind for you, Kim?
No, just wrap it up.
Okay, well then I'm going to say, in the words of Buddha, peace comes from within. Don't really, that's probably more relevant if we do a meditation or relaxation session in the future.
And
but
also,
hold on. Yeah, you say that.
For people with ADHD, peace often, it doesn't come from within, or, you know, it takes a lot of looking to find that peace, because yeah, our internal worlds are there's a lot going on. So Nicola has just, oh, no,
this is what I've just found this from my
don't
board.
leave me on my own. I
I'll
won't know
share
what
this
to
with
do.
you. Can you read that, or does it go backwards? Is that backwards?
No.
You can read that, can you?
May peace, happiness, and good fortune be with you always. And it's a picture of a chihuahua running.
Yeah, we are. That's what we'll end on. And next time we'll come organised with a lovely quote of wisdom for you. Anywho, thank you so much, and we will see you next time on ADHD, My Sister and Me. Bye from me.
Bye from me.